Hi, this is Bruce Perlwin from Kim's Domain 101, and we're here with Daniel, who is working with a group to build similar project, and his uses sacred geometry and really beautiful elements in his space. And I'm going to let him explain what this is. This could actually fit exactly on 2.5 acres. And Daniel, it's a pleasure to be here with you.
Nice to meet you.
And why don't you go ahead and explain to our viewers exactly what you've designed here. Thank you.
Okay, sure. When I was working on this is basically the starting point of what I call a healing community or a healing city. So it starts out as a smaller community project, but it can expand exponentially over time as support and interest shows up to build the project. But the first phase of this could be this building here, for example. I call this Ulu, and Ulu is kind of the starting point or the anchoring component for starting a new community project. And Ulu is basically a management's residence with some beautiful gardens and a protected courtyard garden sanctuary. And everything I designed is kind of to create sanctuary and natural protected areas for the housing, for the gardens, because when you go out into a new area, sometimes you have a lot of animals and wildlife, and if you're going to grow food, etc., you kind of need that protected zone. But this could also go in the middle of a city. You know, you could put this on a piece of property in a busy city location, and it becomes a beautiful, poetic sanctuary for people to come and visit, for people to work in the gardens. You have your management, the building for someone to live in, say 2 or 3 people that manage the first phase of the project. You have some storage areas, you even have an area for a chicken coop or some beehives, and then of course your gardens. There's even an outdoor sort of area for a fire, to sit around a fire at night and enjoy company around a fire. There's an indoor fireplace as well. There's the main bedroom and then the living room area, which could also be for meetings, and you have a kitchen area and storage areas. This is also designed to be off the grid, so this little building here actually is large enough to store your batteries and your different things to collect solar energy, wind energy, etc. And so this could be started off the grid somewhere, so you actually don't even need to have a power source from power lines, etc.
So this could actually be an individual resident.
Yes, that's what this is designed as, is an individual residence with a guest house for, say, an assistant to come and help.
Can you go ahead and explain some of the other buildings and the other elements of this design?
Okay, well, keep in mind that this is all very rough. This is not final. But so after you've got this building, you could build this phase here. This is actually not a building, but it's designed after Stonehenge, or what we sometimes call medicine wheels. So you could have outdoor gatherings here and events, and they can spill out into here, you know, and so it depends on the number of people. But you could have outdoor special events there. And then over here you have a community center. This is what I call the World Peace Gardens Community Center. So this is designed to be a big indoor space. So if the weather is not good or whatever, you can have indoor gatherings and events and workshops and seminars and different things like that. There's also a cafe designed in here. So you could have an organic cafe. So the foods that you grow in the gardens out here could be part of the cafe. You can have workshops in there. There's actually some classrooms designed into it as well. And then around it, you have different buildings for storage, you know, for keeping supplies, and also for dormitories and residences for people that want to come and stay there for a few days or a week or a month and work on the project. They can stay in some of the buildings as they get built and as they go up.
So this wall here, this circular wall, could either be a solid, you know, wall, or it could be a part of a building.
Yeah, you could have just walls, or you could create walls with the buildings. And you can move these buildings around too, so you can have little alleyways that go out into the outside with little gates on them and whatnot.
Could this be like a living wall, a living fence? Like in the you know, like trees and bushes and stuff.
Sure, yeah.
It's made to be a barrier against the wind and the animals.
Yes, but it also could be made out of, you know, trees and shrubs and things like that. Sure.
Okay. And what is this
That's
beautiful looking architectural.
That's just a statue. I don't know. I just created that one day out of scrap pieces, and it just felt really celebratory. It felt like a celebration of the whole project, and it could have water coming out of it. Maybe it could be a type of gentle fountain with water spilling down over it, into a pool below. So I just thought that was kind of a nice little, kind of the cherry on top of the ice cream sundae, so to speak.
Now, and where is your 80 acres currently, and the name of your project?
Well, the 80 acres is in southeastern Utah. It's over near Capitol Reef National Park. It's in the lower lands near Hanksville, a town called Hanksville. And it's got water running through the property, so we could actually do some farming projects there. This project could go over there, or this project is actually designed to go anywhere on the planet. So, but the 80 acres, we don't have a specific name for the 80 acres. We just call these World Peace Gardens communities. But they could have a specific name. There is one name that I sometimes use, which is Lumazon, which means Zone of Light.
And now you have a group that meets every Sunday in St. George, Utah.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell our viewers where they meet if people are interested in this project?
Sure. Yeah, we meet in St. George at the Green Valley Spa. We've been meeting there since January of 2009. We have about 50 to 80 people that come every Sunday. We're a non-sectarian group, so this is not about religion at all. It's about celebrating oneness and world peace and sustainability. And people share their stories of their personal journeys of self-expression and self-discovery and a higher vibrational living on the planet. So that's what it's about.
Now, if there was a dollar value, since I focus on economics, to build one of these, do you have a range?
No, not at all. I'm completely an artist, but I appreciate what you're asking. I really have no idea. It depends on how much volunteer work you get brought in, how much donated labor, how much donated material, and how much donated cash. But to build this, if somebody said to build this just with money, without any volunteer support, without any internships, etc., it would probably be in the millions. But I kind of like the idea of about half of it volunteer work and about half of it donated materials and money.